got Desmond Ridder. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bulls and the Caps. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's really where teams separate themselves from the pack, and that's where playoff pictures start.
The kicker, Daniel Carlson, has this one teed up. And off we go here on EA Sports. Cavante Turpin on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
Now he'll run it. And Williams hit the deck there, but after he picked up the first down. They'll throw out of the gun. He'll run again. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the shotgun, it's Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now Williams. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Caps ready to send this one away. Keyshawn Nixon, the return man. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. And they're led out by their quarterback from the University of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder.
Off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
He was looking for Devon Achane coming out of the backfield. And it's going to be 3rd down. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Out of the gun, it's Ridder. That's a short throw caught by Komet. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now, a deep ball here for Ridley. And through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon Achane. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. From the gun, it's Rick. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
So the drive will end there, and on comes Tress Way to punt on fourth down. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Caps offense ready now for their second drive. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The defense has got it. Well, he certainly turned that into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet, but then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Achane. And this will be a short gain down to the 41-yard line. Boye Mafe in on the tackle. They face second down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35. The first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
That's taken in by Achane.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. Here's a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Ritter. He'll try to run for it. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
Xavier Howard got a hand in there to knock that one away. On 2nd down, it's Ritter. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hook up with Deebo Samuel that time, and it'll be 3rd down. Here's Ritter. Now a timeout for injury. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. From 6 yards out, it's 1st and goal. Now Ritter Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
Off he goes. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it is 4th and goal.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Blues will take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The Caps offense ready to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. First carry now for Kenneth Walker. And he's going to get it. 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. That's quickly out to Smith. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down. Here's Williams. He keeps it himself. And Williams hit the deck there, but after he picked up the 1st down. It's a 1st down and a gain of 13. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Here's Williams now to throw. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it with Walker. And they get it at the 18-yard line. The drive stays alive. 1st down pick.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
And that one is incomplete and brings us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. So just a lone field goal in the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The run up the middle. It's Walker. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Third and short yardage, and here's Williams.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Now it is 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And a nice run. It's down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. One more time with Walker. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown Caps. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Caps move out to a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Bulls offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Gets a quick throw over to Samuel. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8. A run up the middle with Achan. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Boye Mafe in on the tackle. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Ritter. And he does all he can to get away, but they're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage, and it will bring up 4th down. Here's Tress Way now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. To return, it is Turpin. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Williams. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And that'll go for a gain of about 4. The veteran big Jonathan Hankins in there to end it. Here's 2nd and 6. Davis going in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, it's Walker. Whoa. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Walker. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Man in motion is Smith. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Williams. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to slide down with the 1st down inside the 5. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs. This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Williams. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
They'll try and throw, and here's Williams. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Everybody on that sideline, when you find yourself in a goal-to-go situation, you're all thinking the same thing. You're getting 6. Well, next thing you know, you've given up 2 sacks on the previous 3 plays, and I think here on 4th down, I've lost all confidence in my protection, and I think you got to settle for the 3. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bulls offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Once again, it's Achane. He'll work forward for a couple. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I will be right back after this. Now a 3rd and 2. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. Now a shot downfield for Samuel. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Those are the pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Ritter. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. Here's Ritter to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. Spotted at the 35, this a 45-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Blues cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Williams. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. Now a 2nd timeout called by the defense. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break. Here's Austin McNamara now. He's on for the 2nd time and wouldn't mind a carbon copy of that first kick. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And that's not going to yield a whole lot, up to about the 28-yard line. So we have reached halftime, and it's a 4-point game. As we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. It was a strong first half for the former Spartan, Kenneth Walker. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bulls offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
It's first down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in second and long.
A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete. Calvin Ridley was the intended receiver, and it's going to bring up a third down. They'll motion over Samuel. Throwing is Ritter. Right side, hauled in by Samuel. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up fourth down. The Bulls going to send the punt team out there. This fielded inside the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Caps offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll go again here to Connor. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down. They'll go right back to Connor. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. Man in motion is Smith. They run on jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play. They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short game.
Brandon McManus and the field goal unit come on. This one from 54 yards out. And this is no good. Could not get it on target. And the lead holds steady at 4.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Off the fake, here's Ritter. That is intercepted. Picked off by Foye Aluakar. And the Caps are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
The Caps offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin with terrific starting field position It gets going with 1st and 10. Man in motion is Smith. On 1st down, the drive begins with Connor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Now Williams going to keep it himself. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Power run inside. Here's Connor. With good blocking leading the way. He's got the 1st down inside the 25. Man in motion is Smith. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of that. They get him down behind the line.
The timing of the jet sweep is critical. If you can get the ball carrier past the end man on the line, typically there's a lot of space downfield, but give credit to the defense. They saw this one play out, they reacted quickly, and they're able to throw him down for a loss.
And they'll bring it inside the red zone. Finding space, gain of 7, inside the 20. On 3rd down, it's Williams. He'll try to run for it. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Two yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. They'll run it here, and it's Connor. Good blocking, and he's in. James Conner. Touchdown, Caps. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Caps are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6. Here's Berrios on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bulls offense getting set to get back to work. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll stay on the ground with Achan. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
The Bulls send their punt team out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This brought in out past the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and Caleb Williams set to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
And let's give him about 4 on that one. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He runs with it. Now a timeout for injury. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, and they'll run it with Connor. And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. DJ Reader, as usual, from that interior spot with play. Gonna work Connor in the middle here. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. On 3rd and 2, it's Williams. And that is incomplete. Hunter Renfro was the intended target that time. And that'll set up 4th down. The Caps ready to send this one away. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. They send Ridley in motion. They look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
If you call a jet sweep at the wrong time, he's getting plastered in the backfield. But if you call it at the right time, Mike, he'll hit them just as hard and pick up huge yardage. This, clearly the right time to call it.
On 1st and 10, it's Achane. And he'll take this to about the 46-yard line. Foye Oluokun with the play. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Ritter. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Has his man, it's Samuel. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Ritter. He'll drop this one down to the fullback. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Here's Achane. Space to run inside the 20. And he will score. Game on. Devon Achane. Touchdown Bulls. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
And he will get into the end zone. The two-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the fourth quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. On the return, here's Turpin. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. He'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either the ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
And now the punting unit will come up as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. To return, it's Nixon. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Play action, it's Ritter. This one is caught downfield by Ridley. They get 22 yards there. That's enough for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They go play action with Ritter. Catch made. That's Woods. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In fourth quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Here's a give to Achane. He's got space inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll toss it here to Achane. Open space inside the 10. And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. 1st and goal coming up.
With this guy's athleticism, Mike, you can see why they love getting him out into open space. And the toss is one of the quickest and easiest ways to do it. And anytime his guys on the outside hit their blocks and spring them, he can get to the 2nd level in a hurry.
He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll run with Achane. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll run. It's Moss. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Zach Moss. Touchdown, Bulls. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bulls move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Once again, it's Walker. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Taking off. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Throwing is Williams. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away. It'll go down as an incompletion. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Now Williams. He'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the 1st down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
1st and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. That one on target to Davis. He's got it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. Man in motion is Smith. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
They'll drop to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Devontae Smith, touchdown Caps.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
An important extra point up and good, so the lead is 3 here in the late stages of the game. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. Here's Nixon on the return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. Now he'll run it. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a first down. Ritter. Throw downfield and hauled in by Samuel. That catch number 40 on the season for him. On 1st and 10, it's Ritter. That's taken in by Achane. And he'll be taken down. Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout. Now a 2nd timeout called by the defense. And they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So big kick coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to potentially send us to overtime. This one is on target, and it is good. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool. He's calm. He steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. So, overtime coming up, not a playoff game, so a quick reminder of the rules. Each team gets 1 possession unless the opening possession is a touchdown. Then it's game over. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts, and all replays come from upstairs. If the first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Here's Nixon on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Complete Ridley on the reception. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Ritter to throw. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll run with H-in. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Now, Ritter to throw on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is Ritter. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. The defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. The run up the middle, it's Walker. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Williams. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. A shotgun run now with Walker. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Williams to throw on 2nd down. That is caught at the 3. A lot of terrific quarterbacks from Southern California, and here's another one. The rookie gets his team a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Williams.
1st and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Williams. And he's into the end zone. That'll do it. They win it in OT. So it's a win for our visitors. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.